I ran out of this, so let's make some. These are extremely cheesy jalapeno hot cross buns. That's literally what. Today's recipe, we're gonna actually introduce something that I think it would be perfect for this recipe. We're gonna add jalapenos into it, just because this is the perfect ingredient to go with a cheddar. But also I just think it's nice to add something a bit crunchy and like not salty, but a little bit like sweet and like spicy. I appreciate that some people might want something more spicy, so get the other ones. This one's in brine. You can also get it fresh. I couldn't find it in the store, so I just took the brine one. If you guys don't want it, just leave it out. In the original, for the original recipe, for the actual Marks & Spencer's cheesy hot cross buns, there aren't any jalapenos. And if you can't have it, leave it out. But I just thought it's a really cool ingredient to add. I don't know if I'm using all this, you know. God damn. Future me here, I did not in fact use all the jalapenos, but I did shred some cheese. I've got some Parmesan and I did red Leicester. You don't have to necessarily dice this. I prefer it for distribution. You could have kept it whole. Now I'm gonna throw some flour with the cheese, just because it helps it from sticking when you do add it and incorporate it into the dough. Now, when it comes to the milk and all the wet ingredients, I'm keeping the temperature between 37 to 40 degrees. It's enough for the yeast to grow, but without killing it. Just incorporating all the dry ingredients in a separate bowl, and then we're going to combine it together. Also, you don't want to cook the eggs. That's a really good tip. I did that once and I had to get rid of the entire batch. Now, in this process, the combination of the sort of extra ingredients should be added quite early on. I've seen some recipes where they've added later on. It's a nightmare to incorporate because the cheese will clump together and they stick together. They don't like distributing, and the jalapenos will fall out, and it's just a complete nightmare, honestly. After a handy time lapse, I'm going to start kneading the dough. Now, it's really important to notice here that my dough is really wet, and that's okay. It really comes down to how large your eggs are, or whether you're using 2 small eggs. In my case, I use 2 small eggs. This has no impact on the dough whatsoever. It just makes life a little bit difficult when you come to kneading. As you can see here, I'm just playing with slop. I did notice something though. When it came to kneading, it's a trust process, especially with this dough. Try not to over knead it, because the cheese does a really nasty thing here. They become warm and they become greasy, and it will start to fall out. And that's the same with your jalapenos. So a nice gentle fold, and then a 180 degrees rotation, and then fold again. That keeps all the ingredients inside and ready for proofing. Now, my proofing technique is probably one of my favorite. It's essentially a warm towel technique, and all you're doing is constantly keeping that towel warm and placing the bowl in a very warm area. Moving on to the hot cross buns cross. Now, this is not part of the Marks & Spencer's hot cross buns, but this is my addition to making it extremely cheesy with the Parmesan cross and crust. Now, it's a weird proportions. I'll leave all the measurements down below, but essentially what you want to do is make sure that the batter holds a line free form, because that's what's going to resemble the cross later on when we're going to pipe it into a bag. You can also use like a kitchen sort of a frozen doggy bag, or you can use a piping bag. That's up to you. Preferably one with a very small nozzle, or a very small cut into the bag, whatever you guys decide. Now, you should be doing this whilst your dough is proofing up to an hour, or until it doubles in size. Okay, we've arrived at my favorite part of the recipe, dividing the dough up into 12 equally sized portioned hot cross bun dough balls. Now, I sound like I'm on the Great British Bake Off, but as Paul Hollywood would say, it has to be perfect, because we want to basically see an even size sort of platter or abs of hot cross buns. Now these divided up to 74 grams. If you guys don't care, please do not worry about that. It was just me being OCD. Now all you're doing is gathering the edges and the excess doughs into the center, making sure that it's tucked tightly, and then you're going to roll it on the surface to create tight balls. That's it. It takes practice. If you don't get it right, do not fuss over. These are meant to be super rustic and at home.
So just say, what's the problem, baby? What's the problem? I know about. I mean, I'm in love. And every time I think about it, don't stop thinking about it. And some it'll take to kill this. I know it.
Okay, I wonder if you guys can guess the song and leave it in the comments down below. I do apologize for it. I have fat tongue, so I don't necessarily know how to sing. But as you can see, my balls are roughly the same. And I'm going to leave it to proof for another hour until it doubles in size. And then we're going to milk wash it instead of egg washing it, because we're going to add the Parmesan on top. This is going to create the Parmesan crust, but also a Parmesan skirt, which in nobody's books is a bad idea, and it's going to be super delicious. Now I am checking for the cross to also be piping out perfectly. You can test it on tissue or in your hands. I have also noticed that because of the pipe, it's so small, the nozzle or the cut, I just doubled up so that it can thicken the cross line, so that you can see it once you've baked it in the oven. I'm just going to jump in here to say, if you've come this far, please leave me the cheese emoji in the comments down below to show me that you've come this far. Keep watching. Thank you. And finally, once your oven is warmed up to 180 degrees, you're going to be baking it for 15 to 18 minutes. It's very precise, but you want it to basically be golden brown. Look how good they look. Oh my God. Okay, so as always, I'm going to leave the measurements of all the ingredients down below so you guys can try it. Please let me know if you do try it, because I really am interested. And if you've come this far, please comment the cheese emoji if you've come this far. I would always love your suggestions for any combination of hot cross buns, because there are so much varieties, especially now that you can get them in the store. You don't have to make them, but if you do want to make them, I implore you to make these because they're awesome. Let's open one up. Let's crack one up. Oh, we got the cheese crust. Oh, I'm so excited about that. There's a cheese crust. I've got a knife to open it up. There's the cheese crust. It's still on there. Look inside. Don't you want to make that? That's so nice. And you see all the cheese and the jalapenos in it. It's gonna be it's gonna be a great spring. Obviously this is for Easter. I'm gonna say happy Easter for everyone. But look at that, it's so pretty. This should make you happy. Spring makes everyone happy. Look at how soft that is. Warm, cheddary, cheesy, jalapeno. Look how soft it is. If you need it, a bit of butter. If not, leave it as B, because it's good already. You don't need this. You've got this. I'm so proud of that. Also, in preparation for next week's video, where we're doing the extremely chocolatey hot cross buns, please check out that video because I've got a real cool surprise at the end of the video. So watch to the end, otherwise you won't find out. As always, like, comment, subscribe, click on the bell. It always helps me out. I'm going to see you next time. I'm going to love you and leave you. Mwah. On next week's episode, extremely chocolatey hot cross buns.